Hello, everyone, and welcome back, Arsenal Fan TV America. Welcome back to all the soccer fans, all the football fans around the world and around the U.S., of course. Coming back to you here from the Pacific Northwest, USA. This is a Champions League episode, yes. But before we go talk about Champions League, we got to talk about Arsenal just for a little bit, yeah? Why? Because it's important that we mention Liverpool drawing, thanks to Darwin Núñez. Now, we actually don't need any strikers because we can depend on other clubs' strikers. Darwin Núñez had a horrific missed a wide open goal for Liverpool to what? To draw against Aston Villa. So now they played one game more than us. If we win, our next game, of course, as you all know, Saturday morning, we play West Ham United. Yes. And that's a game at the Emirates. So we should be able to beat them. Now, there is no excuse, I mean, we just have to go out guns blazing. We got to beat West Ham. Listen, let's not think of any equivalent. We got to beat West Ham. Or, you know what the equivalent is. It's just one equivalent to that, which is firing the manager of Arsenal. I'm just being honest with you. This is it for me. West Ham United, we win. Now it's 5 points, yeah? And guess what? We will play Liverpool. So we are going to be playing Liverpool at Anfield. If we can get a result, that would be it for us. Because the other 2 points, I'm pretty sure that when they go to Man City next, Man City are embarrassed because of what we're going to talk about, Champions League. They're bye-bye. So I think they're going to take their, frustration out on Liverpool, and they're going to frustrate them. And they may win that game. Yes, they may win that game. And if they do, now you're talking about, and we win against West Ham, yes, it's a must. There's no excuses anymore. There's no process. There's just it. If we do that, then we have a very big chance of winning the Premier League, yes. Hopefully that, because, listen, I'm speaking just based on experience. We've had that last year. We've had that the year before. And one single person, you all know, Mikel Arteta, managed to just give it away, yeah? With his choices, with the players he played. So hopefully this year he's better. He's gained the experience, and he was not going to make these mistakes again. So we'll see what happened. But again, they have tough games. They do. We don't have as tough of a schedule as they do. We just have Manchester United and Chelsea, and I think we're very capable of beating both of them. I mean, this is the worst Manchester United team, and I don't know, some 50 years, right? So we got to be able to go there and beat them. We'll see. Premier League could be ours at the end of the season. I want Arsenal to win a Premier League. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I don't care if, I like the manager or the players or this or that. We are very much due to winning a Premier League. So hopefully this is the year where everyone else is messing up so we can benefit just like we messed up before and someone else benefited. So hopefully we learned our lesson, and hopefully this is our year. But we're going to leave Premier League. We're going to leave all this exciting news, and we're going to go where? Champions League. Yes, Champions League football. Round of 16 is coming up. And now we know who goes to round of 16 and who doesn't, or who exited, or who went home. Yeah? So let's go to Tuesday real quick. This was the first phase playoffs, right? And we saw this on 2 days. So every single club or every single team, there were 16 teams, 8 matches, 4 on Tuesday, 4 on Wednesday. And then last week, 4 on Wednesday, 4 on Tuesday, same thing. So every team played 2 games, 1 home and 1 away. So let's start by the first game on Tuesday, which was Milan taking on Feynoord. Of course, let me just be honest here. Our prediction was for who? For Milan, AC Milan to go up. Of course, a club with that history, with all due respect to Feyenoord here, the club from Netherlands. AC Milan is a lot of history, and you would put your mortgage on them. And also Feyenoord's captain, we know, Quentin Timber, which is Jurriën Timber's brother. He is the captain for the side, and he was injured, so he was out of that game. So it was pretty slim of a chance for them to do anything. But they were able to get a 1-1, and on aggregate, now they are 2-1 because they beat Milan, as we know. It was a weird game. I think the red card, Milan got a red card really early in the game, and I think that was not a red card, should not be a red card. Yes, the player, did fall in the 18, but it wasn't something deliberate. He just fell. He just took the fall. A lot of players fall, and he stood right back up. He didn't ask for a penalty or anything. He didn't appeal or throw his hands even in the air. And the referee right away, and we know this English referee from the Premier League, he's horrible. That's just what it is. He takes out a second yellow and throws him out. Hernandez, the Milan player. So that, after Milan had ball the whole entire time, that just messed up the game. So the first surprise was that Milan exited and Feynoord made it to what? The round of 16. Next was Bayern Munich. They played Celtic. What a game that was. Celtic were really close to surprise Bayern Munich at Bayern Munich. They were 1-0 the whole entire game, and they were about to go to overtime and penalties, right? Because that's, you have to determine if Bayern Munich won 1-0 at Celtic, and now Celtic were winning 1-0 at Bayern, Allianz Arena, then it's an even Steven. So we had to go extra time and then penalties, right? But no, didn't happen, because at the end of the game, Davies comes in, Canadian left back, and he scores for Bayern Munich. So it was 1-1. Bayern Munich goes up, and that was what we predicted. At least one of those predictions came true. I predicted Milan to go, but Milan didn't. But I also predicted Bayern Munich, and they are going to the round 16. Next, let's go to Benfica. They played Monaco. And again, I thought that Monaco are going to prevail. But Benfica said no. 3-3, the game ended. But it's 4-3 on aggregate for Benfica. So Benfica goes up and Monaco goes bye-bye. Last game of the day of Tuesday was Atalanta playing Club Brugge. And again, they played in Italy. And Atalanta don't lose in Italy. I mean, they even were very tough when Arsenal went and met them there. But they lost to Club Brugge. And guess what? We predicted Atalanta to go next. They're not. Club Brugge is going next. So Atalanta is out. And that was it for the Tuesday games. Now, next, right away, let's go to Wednesday's games. Borussia Dortmund started in Germany hosting Sporting Club Portugal. That ended 0-0 or 0-0. It was an okay game. I mean, Borussia Dortmund are strong. Sporting Club Portugal knew they just have to, do good or have a good performance because they lost already 3-0 at home. And it was hard to go to Borussia Dortmund in Germany and beat them 3-0. So they knew they just wanted to keep, the score decent. And they did. 0-0 on the day, so they weren't embarrassed in Germany. But, of course, the result at home wasn't great. So Borussia Dortmund goes next. Sporting Club Portugal goes out. And then PSG. Wow. All of a sudden, PSG came out of nowhere in France, Parc des Princes. They were so ready on the day, scored 7 goals, and they beat Brest. And now Brest is out of the competition. PSG goes next. We predicted that they go next, so not bad for us at this point, at least. We predicted also Borussia Dortmund to go next. So on Tuesday, I think 3 of clubs that I predicted didn't go, and 1 did. But on Wednesday, I made that up, and 3 of the clubs I recommended or suggested they're going to go through did, and 1 didn't. PSG, 1 was I recommended, but next we go to PSV Eindhoven, of course, the club from the Netherlands, that beat Juventus 3-1, took Juventus out of the competition. PSV, they go next. And then, of course, we saved the best game of the day, the best game in the whole of the playoffs, or phase playoffs now, was Real Madrid, Manchester City. And again, Real Madrid, now in Spain, of course, they beat them 3-2 last week at City's ground, Al Ittihad. At the Bernabeu yesterday, they showed class. Real Madrid, at their own home, beat Manchester City 3-1. It's a hat trick by Mbappe. We have to mention the young man that scored, I don't know, 28 goals now. And everybody's like, wow, he didn't have a great start with Real Madrid. Listen, at his age, there's no one that scored more goals. You have to just compare. If you want to even compare him with, Messi and Ronaldo and everyone else, you can, goal scoring wise. Because here's the thing. I think the expectations from Mbappe are just way too much. And you can see that he can give more. That's why maybe people expect more. So I understand, it's legitimized. It's legit that you're asking more from him. I get it. But what he's doing, don't forget about that, is phenomenal. And we could see that hat-trick yesterday was amazing. Once again, it's a joy to watch him and Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, and Vinicius Jr. And of course, man of the match for me always going to be Federico Valverde. Valverde is a right back, a left back, a wing, an up front, a striker, midfielder. He plays football at every position, and at every position, he's one of the, I don't think there is a better right back right now out there in the world than Federico Valverde, the captain for Real Madrid. And listen, what a performance by the whole team. And we saw great football. City were lost. City are not City anymore. Maybe it's an end of an era for them. Who knows? Maybe it's just, everybody has bad days. Everybody has bad seasons. Let's not forget this team has done a lot in the past, 6 years or so. So maybe this is just a year that they will fall behind, which is really not a big deal after all the accomplishment that they had. But of course, this is football. Real Madrid are the only ones that just keeps going. And listen, people were worried about Real Madrid not making it to the round of 16, right? Or not winning La Liga. And Carlo Ancelotti very calmly came about and said, listen, remember when they lost to AC Milan and everybody was worried? He said, listen, it's the same thing like last year. And at the end, we come out and win La Liga and Champions League. And he might. Very well. Because right now, he's ahead of Atletico Madrid. So they are on top of the Spanish Premier League, Real Madrid. Very strong team, Real Madrid. So never underestimate them. And again, I don't see a better team right now than Real Madrid to win the Champions League. I don't see a better team in the world, to be honest, playing better football than Real Madrid. So hats off to them. And that was the conclusion of playoffs for phase group. Yeah, first ever playoffs for phase group in the Champions League. And of course, now we have a new formula for the Champions League that used to have 32 teams, and now they have 36 teams. That's why it's phase group now, right? So it's not 32 anymore. You can't just, distribute it on what they did before. It was 8 groups, and every group will have 4 teams in it, and that's 32 teams. But now they have 36. That's why they have playoffs. 8 teams already qualified, and then another 8 that they will get from playoffs. And that's the 16 teams, or the round of 16s, or the knockout stage next for Champions League. So we'll see. Tomorrow morning, Friday morning, is when they will be doing the draw, who plays who. And we'll see you at the next, of course, round of 16. Great news for Arsenal, like we talked about in the beginning. Just to recap real quick, that we are in a better seat today, or in a better position today, after Liverpool drew with Aston Villa yesterday. And that was, again, great to every Arsenal fan to hear, because now we really do have an opportunity to still win the Premier League based on the upcoming games. And we also talked about Champions League football. We talked about playoffs, or phase playoffs, going to the round of 16, teams that are out, teams that are in. So the teams that have played on Tuesday, we know that Feynoord went in, Milan out, Bayern Munich is in, Celtic is out, Benfica is in, Monaco is out, and Club Brugge is in, Atlanta is out. Wednesday, we saw Borussia Dortmund is in to the round of 16, and Sporting Club Portugal, who they played, are out. Next, PSG are in, but Club Brest is out. PSV Eindhoven are in also. So do Real Madrid, and both Juventus and Manchester City. Those are giants. I mean, big football clubs. They're both out. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect from Juventus and City to go out this early, but they are out. And like we said earlier, also it might be an end of what? An era for Manchester City, which have tremendous problems now, not just with performance on the field, off the field, with these cases and, allegations against them and what have you. So nobody wants to be in them shoes right now. It is what it is. It is football. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Listen, one thing you don't forget, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a like and a share if you like the episode. And we'll see you after the Arsenal Premier League game. West Ham United, come on you Gunners, let's beat the Hammers and let's secure those 3 points. Every 3 points now are a must. It's up to us this year. Again, it's up to us this year, but hopefully this year we prevail. Thank you very much for watching and hope you have a terrific rest of your week. Bye now.